Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
I need bare necessities in my life.
Luckily, this DVD Blu-ray has all the bare necessities
of life.
Really? My name is Chelsea Robson.
And I'm Morgan Stradling.
And today we're going to be covering the Blu-ray Diamond Edition of the one and only Jungle Book.
It's a good one.
It's an excellent one.
This movie's awesome. I've always loved the Jungle Book. It's fun, it's funky, it's noisy, lots of good songs, good stuff.
I've always liked it too. I mean, come on, you've got the lowest note ever hit by human beings. Or
that's what friends
are for. And it like goes even further down. Like, how do you compete with that? Like,
no.
That's insane.
So this movie was the first Disney movie that Phil Harris, who voiced Baloo, was in, and then he later became like a Disney staple during the 60s and 70s. Aristocats, and he was in Robin Hood, and then went on to Rockadoodle, which isn't Disney, but
hey,
why not?
Here's a fun thing. He was actually going to be the voice of Baloo in Tailspin, but by that time he was already 90 years old and wasn't able to really like carry out the character for more than an episode.
Bummer.
It was so sad. And when I first heard that, I was like, aw, I really wanted to hear him over and over and over. He was great.
So let's talk about the Blu-ray and all of its special features. Like I said, this has all the bare necessities, which I would consider equivalent to the Platinum Edition. All the classic bonus features that were on this are also on this. So I like call those the bare necessities.
Yes.
But then it has more, which is really, really exciting. So
it's necessary for the Diamond Edition.
Well, I would hope so. If you're a Diamond Edition, I mean, Sword in the Stone didn't have the honor of making it to Diamond status. But if you make it to Diamond status, that's when Disney says, okay, we've deemed this special in some way. We have to try.
We have to try.
And they did try, so thank you, Disney.
Yes.
So one of the first, featurettes is there's introductions by Diane Disney Miller, who's Walt Disney's daughter, and another introduction by Richard Sherman, who was one of the two composers on the film. So that's really cool. And after that, there's actually a dialogue between Diane Disney Miller, Richard Sherman, and Floyd Norman, who was actually an animator on the Jungle Book. So cool. Pretty cool. Some of these animators are still alive, and we're like, yes, now we can put you on tape and stick you on our Diamond Edition.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was really cool to see an animator that maybe didn't have as much notoriety or popularity. He wasn't one of the 9 old men, but he was still important. So it was really cool to hear them talk back and forth. Diane Disney Miller was sharing a lot of her... She wasn't, like, working on the film. I mean, she was little, but she would share experiences when her dad would come home, and he would kind of talk about the movies, and obviously Richard Sherman's awesome and talks about, the songwriting process and how he got involved with that.
Yeah. Those are always such fun things to have, especially since Diane Disney Miller has passed away now, and so it's even one more memento of this time that's basically lost to us now. So.
Yeah, it was actually kind of sad because this was the movie that Walt Disney died on while working on, and then this was sort of the last DVD that we'll ever see her on, or Blu-ray, which was also kind of sad. So, but we lost them on the Jungle Book, but we're really glad that we got to see her in this because she did have a lot of really cool insights. I mean, she's Walt Disney's daughter. So the next bonus feature is At Disney Animation, Sparking Creativity. So this At Disney Animation is like a series that they're doing on each new Diamond Edition, and they're going into the studios and they're giving us a behind-the-scenes look at Walt Disney Animation Studios and some of the creators. On The Little Mermaid, they talked about, Brittany Lee and some of these people who'd been dreaming to be Disney animators and told their story. This one, called Spark Creativity, talks about the Disney Spark program, which basically is an open forum where you, as a Walt Disney Animation Studios employee, gets to go in and pitch your ideas of a really cool new technology, story, whatever. It's sort of like the old Gong Show that Jeffrey Katzenberg used to have. So a lot of things have actually come out of this. For example, the 2D, 3D CGI hybrid that became Paperman.
Which, by the way, I mean, who doesn't love Paperman? So, I mean, it's really good that they have this flow of information between not just like the higher ups, but everybody who has any type of creativity, because everyone there is so creative.
Yeah, so the team kind of, they put together a short, and it got the okay, so then they actually made the short, and then it was so impressive, they said, all right, you're going to make your own like full short using this process. So it's a really cool short, and you get to see just how open Disney is about stuff like that.
On a lot of these Blu-rays, they've gone on and they've like gone through all the archives and trying to find old scripts and old animatics and things like that. And what they did is they found this old script called Mowgli and the Hunter, which was the alternate ending for the Jungle Book. So what was great is they asked one of the animators to take this script, make a storyboard, and then they would put it on the Diamond edition of this DVD.
So I'm really glad they cut this because it completely changed what would have ended up happening. So first off, it would have made the movie super long. I mean, this was a really, really long ending. So what happens is Mowgli, very early into the plot, maybe 3/4 of the way in, he goes back to the man village and he finds his parents, and they're like, "Mowgli, we love you, you're our son." And he's kind of adapting, being a boy again. It's sort of like Tom Sawyer when he goes back to not being a hooligan. Yeah. He's like wearing clothes, and then he eventually says, forget this, and runs away. And that sort of happens to Mowgli, but there's this hunter there who, in the village...
This is like an entire different story, really.
No, yeah, we introduce a new character, so the hunter...
10 minutes to the end.
The hunter, doesn't believe that Shere Khan exists anymore. He says Shere Khan's gone, and Mowgli's like, "No, I've seen him. He's still around. Like, he's scary." And so he's like, no way. And Mowgli then, does the Tom Sawyer thing, runs away, goes back into the jungle, and then encounters the hunter. And the hunter's like, "You're gonna take me to the land of gold where all the monkeys live," because they live in this big palace filled with gold. And so he holds him hostage and makes him take him there. And Shere Khan is following them. And then Shere Khan pounces on the guy and basically eats him and becomes a good guy. Really, it's so weird. And I'm really glad they cut it, because first off, introduce a new bad guy 10 minutes before the movie ended, and then Shere Khan gets redemption, which he doesn't deserve redemption. No. So, good job. Cutting is good.
It was cute. It was I liked it. It was just fun to see what could have been, and then it's another, it always reaffirms, yes, they made the best decision. Then, of course, we have good old karaoke. Who doesn't want to have karaoke playing all the time? We had marioke, we had crabioke, and now we have karaoke. Puns. Always give bonus points. Yes, so basically this is just a stylized karaoke with the words popping on the screen. It's kind of like, whoa, too much to handle if you're watching it. And if you were really trying to do karaoke, good luck, because it doesn't actually... It's not good. But this also is, karaoke is part of Disney intermission, which is whenever you put pause... I mean, you can turn this on or off, but if you hit pause, then suddenly, the karaoke starts playing. So it's like, if you hit pause because you want to answer the phone, good luck. Make sure you turn that feature off, because it's just going to get even noisier, which is not good. No. And of course, there's I Want to Be Like You, a day at Disney Animal Kingdom. This is just another park promotion, so they go behind the scenes of Disney's Animal Kingdom, and they say, this is how we take care of animals, just like the Jungle Book type animals. Yeah, but I would have loved this as a kid, too. I would have been all over this one feature, because I've always grown up, was kind of one of my dreams when I was 10, was to have a big cat wild park. And so this really, I would have been all over that, just so you know. So, for people like Chelsea, it's a good feature. It's there. Alright, so all in all, I would give the movie 4.5 stars. It's just really, really, really good. It's a classic. It is a classic. And I would give the bonus features 4.5 stars as well. They did a good job. I mean, they put a lot of effort. There were some new interesting things. They created a whole bunch of new storyboards. I mean, props to Disney. Yeah. One thing about the video quality on this, the HD conversion, it's much better than Sword in the Stone. So they didn't completely smooth out every little pencil sketch and line, which kind of gives these movies charm. But one thing I thought was a little different, it really looked like this was a cell on top of a background, because they cleaned all the film grain up. So it's it really looked like, here's the cell and the background, and now the cell is moving. It was just so clean and perfect color-wise. Did you think that was a good thing? I mean... What are they going to do? They're going to change it? I mean, I like the graininess, and I like sort of the sketchiness, preferably. I mean, I understand, popping the colors and just making it clear, but you don't have to revamp it. But it was okay. Much better than Sword of the Stone. Much, much, much better. You still see those pencil lines, which is good. Yeah, I like those. All in all, we give this a buy it. Buy it. Obviously. So if you want to buy it, just click on this link right here, and then you're going to be able to go straight to the Amazon link. Until next time, my name is Chelsea Robson. And I'm Morgan Stradling. And you're watching the Rotoscopers YouTube.